Rehearse your day, a Stoic practice for personal growth introduction. Welcome, my fellow philosophers, to another thought-provoking video. Today, we delve into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and explore a powerful practice that can transform your daily life. If you're seeking personal growth and self-improvement, then stay tuned, because we have a valuable tool to share with you. Rehearsing your day in the morning and reviewing your progress in the evening, this is the essence of the Stoic practice. Be discussing. Just as Marcus Aurelius did in his Meditations, we can sit down each day and reflect on our actions, learn from our mistakes, and strive to be better individuals. The nightly reflection Seneca said, "If we want our minds to flourish, we must improve." And one way to do this is by asking ourselves important questions at the end of each day. Take a moment to sit down with your journal and ponder these inquiries. 1. What did you do well today? Acknowledge your accomplishments, no matter how small. Celebrate your successes and recognize the positive impact you had on yourself and others. 2. What did you not do so well? Be honest with yourself and identify areas where you fell short. It's essential to confront your shortcomings without judgment or self-criticism. 3. How could you improve? This question serves as a catalyst for growth. Consider practical steps you can take to enhance your actions and behaviors in the future, just like a Stoic pleading their case each night at their own tower. Judge your actions and strive to learn from them. As Seneca suggested, a good person welcomes advice, while a poor person resents it. Embrace the opportunity to reflect and grow, for introspection is the path to personal transformation. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, encouraged a similar practice of self-examination before bedtime. He advised asking ourselves what duties were left undone and make sure to fulfill them the next day. This nightly self-analysis not only helps us take control of our negative emotions, but also contributes to our mindfulness throughout the day. The power of attention, as the Stoics call it, is a prerequisite for practicing Stoicism. To express our highest selves at all times, we must be aware of our actions and their consequences. Without this awareness, we may slip into reactivity and lose touch with our philosophical foundations. By establishing a daily routine of reflection, we cultivate mindfulness. We become conscious participants in our own lives, aware of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This mindfulness allows us to course correct, avoid repeating mistakes, and align our actions with our moral compass. Imagine this scenario. One evening, during your reflection, you realize that you reacted like a jerk in traffic when another driver cut you off. You rant and rave, allowing anger to consume you. However, armed with the knowledge gained from your reflection, next time you find yourself in a similar situation, you choose a different path. You stay calm, patient, and forgiving. You embody the Stoic ideals you wish to uphold. The morning routine. It's essential to mention that the practice of rehearsing your day in the evening complements the Stoic morning routine we discussed in a previous video. By mentally preparing ourselves in the morning and reflecting on our actions in the evening, we create a powerful self-improvement tool. The good, better, best exercise. In addition to the questions posed during the nightly reflection, I encourage you to try the good, better, best exercise. This simple yet effective technique involves asking yourself 3 key questions. 1. Good, what did I do well today? Acknowledge your achievements, no matter how minor. Recognize your efforts and appreciate the good you've done. 2. Better, how could I improve? What could I do better? Challenge yourself to identify areas for growth and improvement. Look beyond the superficial and strive for continuous progress. 3. Best, what do I need to do to be the best version of myself? Envision the ideal you and consider the steps required to become that person. Set goals and form actionable plans to bring forth your finest qualities. Remember, my friend, always be kind and forgiving to yourself. Self-compassion is vital on this journey of self-improvement. Understand that we all have struggles and setbacks. Embrace your humanity and give yourself the grace to learn and grow. In conclusion, the practice of rehearsing your day and reflecting on your actions is a potent tool for personal growth and self-improvement. By maintaining a constant watch over yourself, you become the architect of your own transformation. Embrace the wisdom of the Stoics and make daily self-reflection a habit. Before I bid you farewell, let me pose a question to you. What actions from this video will you implement in your life? How will rehearsing your day and reflecting on your actions contribute to your personal growth? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. And if you found this video valuable and insightful, consider giving a tip proportional to the value you received. Your generosity enables us to continue creating high-quality content and spreading wisdom to all corners of the world. Thank you for joining me on this philosophical journey. Until next time, my fellow philosophers, stay introspective and let the wisest of the Stoics guide you on the path to self-mastery. Learning requires a process. It demands patience, love, dedication, and the ability to endure drudge work that may feel unpleasant and boring at times. The key is to resist the urge to break our focus when things get tough. We must keep our heads down and do the work because we love the process. Robert Greene, the author of 6 international bestsellers, has written in-depth and sometimes controversial style that has made his writings unique, famous, timeless, and quoted by many. Today, I want to share with you 5 rules from Robert on how to become the best at what you do. Rule number 1: make creativity, rather than comfort, your goal. You will ensure far more success for the future. Everyone gets excited about something once in a while, but not everyone becomes good at it. Why? Because sooner or later, that initial excitement wears off. Drudgery and discomfort sets in. We begin to look for something fresh to stimulate ourselves. All this happens because subconsciously we expect whatever we should be doing to be comfortable. What differentiates the exceptional from everyone else is what they do after that initial excitement wears off. When simple tasks become boring and harder tasks appear too complicated, the best way to handle this is to actively make progress on your priority, not comfort. As the neurosurgeon and scientist Rahul Jandial said to Tom Bilyeu on Impact Theory, anything difficult where you have to think is good for the brain. The diversity and depth of thinking. Just one level past where you are used to is enough to keep the whole garden, the brain, flourishing. If architects want to strengthen a decrepit arch, they increase the load they place on it. Instead of taking the discomfort you encounter when learning as a signal to quit, take it as a sign that you are becoming stronger. Keep going. Let creativity be the goal, not comfort. Rule number 2: the greatest mistake you can make in the initial months of your apprenticeship is to imagine that you have to get attention, impress people, and prove yourself. It takes a conscious decision to not let the need for attention influence what we do. We have an insatiable need for recognition. We look at the number of responses we get as evidence that we are doing valuable work. But this need for accolades can also ruin our work. When you focus too much on people's opinions, you get frustrated whenever you don't get the kind of response you wanted. The longer it takes for you to get noticed, the less passionate you'll become about what you do. If you get exposed too early, unfavorable opinions about your work can make you feel insecure about your ability. You might have a distorted evaluation of your work since people have diverse tastes. Some people are just mean on the internet. Instead of worrying about how much attention you're getting, focus on accumulating knowledge. The more competent you become, the better you'll be able to handle the attention when it eventually comes. We all want to get noticed, but what good will the attention be if what we produce isn't good enough? Let our focus be on becoming good at what we do. That's what we really have control over. Rule number 3: embrace your inclinations. Alienating yourself from your inclination can only lead to disappointment in the long run and a sense that you've wasted something unique. Following our inclinations often entails taking a risk. What if what we feel inclined to do isn't so popular? What if people don't get it or think that idea is stupid? Our need for certainty is a major hindrance to embracing our inclinations. However, most of the world's greatest minds have attributed their accomplishments to embracing their intuitions. In his self-titled biography, Steve Jobs described the impact of intuition on his work at the helm of Apple. Intuition is a very powerful thing, he told writer Walter Isaacson. More powerful than intellect. The best way to develop this gift, as Albert Einstein calls it, is to embrace it, learn to listen to it. Get used to adding your personal touch to what you do. See it as a process of learning to trust yourself more. However, understand that embracing your intuition isn't about sitting down all the time, doing nothing, and hoping that inspiration will fall on you. The great minds who harness the power of intuition immerse themselves in their work. Because the brain is wired to make connections, they begin to see things more clearly and from a different perspective. Harness the power of the intuitive mind by exercising your intelligence. Rule number 4: to rise to the level of mastery requires many hours of dedicated focus and practice. You cannot rise to the level of mastery if your work brings you no joy. If becoming good at what you love is a difficult process, imagine trying to become the best at what you hate. It's a self-imposed trip to misery. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter was rejected 12 times. Stephen King's Carrie was turned down 30 times. It wasn't until his stunning performance as Hoke Colburn in the movie Driving Miss Daisy that Morgan Freeman got his big break as an actor at age 52. The only reason these great artists stayed the course was the joy of doing what they love. The process itself was the reward. Of course, they experienced pain, doubts, and boredom as well. But their love for what they do was enough to take them through the downtimes. The joy of doing what we love will determine how we think when we lose. If you choose a job you hate because it's secure, you'll just go through the motions, enduring your work, living for time off, and dreaming of the future. There will be no motivation to do your best. If you're just letting the time pass at your job, it's just dead time, and you'll never get it back. In life, we will never have everything happen our way. Sometimes we find ourselves in places or jobs that may not appear to have any contribution to our ultimate goal in life. For example, Malcolm X was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Robert Greene himself worked about 80 jobs before getting his break as a writer. Nelson Mandela was jailed for 27 years. In times like this, we are often tempted to choose dead time to just let time pass. But time waits for no one. To become good at what we do, we have to harness every bit of time on our hands to assume that every situation we find ourselves in has something to teach us. The lessons Robert learned from dealing with all sorts of people from his previous jobs were instrumental for his book 48 Laws of Power and many others. Malcolm X transformed himself into a force for good by using his time in prison to study. Nelson Mandela became South Africa's first black president after 27 years in prison. They all chose a live time. We cannot always choose where life takes us, but the choice is always ours to make good use of our time. Rule number 5: when you are good at what you do, you impact lives. You become a part of something bigger. The process may be difficult, but it's always worth it. Value creativity over comfort. This toughens your mind to stay the course. Value knowledge over attention. This helps you cut down distractions and sharpen your focus. Value your intuition over what's conventional. This helps you trust yourself more and get in touch with your uniqueness. Value joyful work over security. When it's joyful work, the process becomes easier. Value alive time over dead time. Assume that every situation you find yourself in has something to offer. Learning requires a process. It demands patience, love, dedication, and the ability to endure drudge work. Embrace the process, and you will become the best at what you do.